Hey there, and welcome to the Elliott Confidential Podcast. I'm Christopher Elliott, and I am joined by my boys, Aiden and Aaron.
Hello.
Hello.
Been a long time.
Yeah.
Been a long time. I feel a little bit guilty because it's been so long, but I'll get over it. How about you guys?
Well, you know what? We've been doing a lot. It's been super busy. I've actually been just finishing finals, so it's not like we've been doing nothing. Unfortunately, your favorite podcast editor has been overloaded with work. Thank you, Professor John. Ha ha ha.
All right. Wait, you're calling him
yeah,
out by
calling
name?
him out,
Yeah,
Professor.
by first
Okay,
name.
all right.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
well, I've just been doing nothing the whole time.
Oh, yeah, right.
Just been sitting around
Yeah.
watching YouTube.
Where are we, guys?
We're in Germany.
We're in Germany, right?
Yeah.
A little village called Lenzen, which is
Lenzen, yeah.
former DDR.
Yeah, former East Germany.
Yep.
We can show a map here. We're, as you
We're
can
right
see,
in between Hamburg and Berlin.
Right.
Yeah, and we're just along the border between East and West Germany. So
The Elbe.
these guys got the
Elbe.
short end of the stick.
Yeah, this area here was famous because of its crossings. And yesterday we went out with a guide who showed us some of we'll get to that in a minute. We'll show you the towers, the old guard towers. But he said that in November, that was like when they did all of their escape attempts. They tried to swim across the Elbe. Crazy stuff. Anyway, but we should kind of go back in time a little bit because it's been a couple of weeks and we've been to several countries. Actually, we've been to several continents. We've been to Japan, specifically Okinawa. We've been to Korea and then now Germany. So we've really gotten around. Before we do that though, our question of the week. And Aaron, you're the one who came up with the question of the week, so I'm going to let you take it away.
Well, the question of the week for this week is, have you ever traveled to do something that you thought you would like but ended up hating? Let us know what you thought you would like, traveled to do, and ended up hating. Could be something like, I don't know, skydiving, or it could be any number of activities.
Outdoor activities that were
Or indoor activities.
Indoor activities.
Yeah.
too strenuous to be enjoyable.
Aiden, the G-rated version, what is your story of something that you didn't like?
G-rated. There's a couple, and we have it on a banned list. So whenever we go to a location, we can't do it. Usually.
It's
Usually.
true. We do have a banned list.
Sometimes we still have to do it.
Things that we will not do.
And we're not happy when we have to do it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
One of them is kayaking.
Yeah, okay.
We hate kayaking. You know, it sounded fun when we first did it. Yeah. Oh, you get to go around this fun river. It's going to be so awesome.
Yeah.
And then you get there, and by the end of it, your arms are noodles, and you have 7 bug bites on your arms. I mean, this might be some spoilers here, but I got some on my arm because we just went kayaking.
Yeah.
And we realized why we hate it.
Well,
And,
it's also the rain because it
Yes.
starts to rain and then you
Yes.
get all wet. And
But the bugs. The bugs
bugs are
and the
bad.
upper arm exercises. Look, if I'm a gym bro, maybe I'd like it. But I'm not a gym bro. There's another one though, Aaron.
Yeah.
Horseback riding.
Horseback riding.
I don't do horseback riding. I've had too many crazy horseback guides and bad horses, where the horses either try to throw me or I couldn't control them, and I'm just not a horse person. So no horses for me. Thank you.
And when I was younger, I kept slowing down the horses so that way I could make them gallop really fast. And like 3 separate horse riding instructors noticed me doing that and got really mad at me. And I probably shouldn't have done it, but I don't care. It was the only thing fun about it. And flip you guys, I hate you. Whatever.
Horses are actually best served as a sausage, I think.
Ooh.
Okinawa. I'm going to let Aaron. Actually, no.
No,
I'm going to let
Aiden.
I'm going to let Aiden take
Tell
this
me
away.
to keep talking?
No, because
this never happens.
You wanted to go to Okinawa really badly, and
Yes.
here we have a photo. I just wanted to show this picture of how beautiful the water is. It's all this turquoise, and this is guy fishing that I just caught this.
It's the same
picture.
color as my shirt.
It's really, really gorgeous. So why did you want to go to Okinawa? What's there? And then also tell us who should go to Okinawa, who would enjoy it. So
That's a lot of questions. You sure ask a lot of questions, bud.
I know.
Okay. Well, I wanted to go to Okinawa because I wanted to have a little bit more time in Japan before we go to Europe.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to be back there for quite a while. Unless our plans change. I don't know.
Which they could.
And yeah, they may. We may be back there sooner than we think. But Japan is one of our favorite destinations. I feel like I speak for all of us when we say Japan is a very consistently great country to visit no matter what the location you go to.
Let's talk about some of the things that we did. Here's a photo of one of the hotels we stayed at. This is the Hoshino in Okinawa.
This place is a utopia.
It's
look
beautiful.
at that. Look at the garden right there.
Yeah, I know. The gardens are really beautiful. This is a relatively new hotel.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
Oh, you ever watch? I don't know if any of the viewers have watched the show, the Brazilian show 3%.
Yeah, where everything is utopian and perfect.
Yeah, when they pass the test and they go to the utopia.
Yeah.
The other side. That's what it looks like here. It looks like a pure utopia. And we said dystopia when we were there, but really we meant
you
utopia.
meant utopia, right?
Yeah.
Aaron, here's a photo of you enjoying some of the Okinawan food. They are known as one of the blue zones, if you believe in that kind of thing, where people live longer, and they have special blue zone menu items. And so here you are eating this Okinawan, these delicacies. These are we're very lucky to have this experience.
This is another aspect of the unique Okinawan culture. So we were talking about like the far and the past, right? Talking about present, a lot of Okinawan culture is also influenced by the U.S. military base, especially where we were. We were in the American Village, which is right next to the military base, Chitan, and we would get woken up routinely by the large aircrafts coming in and out of the air base.
We have a picture right here of the one of the military jets.
And you might think, something you ate on the last day? What are you eating, planes or something? No, Mexican food. They had great Mexican food.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
we have a nice picture of you enjoying
in
the
Chitan.
burrito.
Yes.
That was some of the best, I think that was the best burrito that I've had in a long, long time.
Yes, it was a California style burrito with French fries in it. It's even better than a lot of the California burritos that I had in California, because a lot of Mexican places do not know how to cook potatoes. Yeah. They're crunchy in the wrong way. And so when we came over to this place, they were beautiful. They were crispy. It was very well salted, and the flavors were amazing. And we tried the place the second to last day we were there, and we went there also the last day we were there because it was so good.
2 or 3 times. Yeah. Before we leave Okinawa, I wanted to show this picture of Aaron and I took a walk every day along the seawall that took us over to a little bit of a shopping center, and the solar radiation was so intense. Aaron looks like he's robbing a bank here in this picture.
He's got his shiesty on.
But it was very, very hot. We got there when rainy season was just ending, so it was starting to get very hot, and humid. Yeah. But the thing is that Okinawa is not like the rest of Japan. It is basically a tropical island. If you like warm weather, if you're fascinated by longevity and you want to try some of the blue zone things that they have in Okinawa, or if you just like beautiful oceanscapes, Okinawa is definitely a place that you should check out. Moving right along to Korea, that was our next stop. We were in Korea for almost 2 weeks, and we have all been to Korea before. Aiden has never been to Seoul, and we were in Seoul for a couple of days before we moved on to Europe. And so I'm going to ask you, Aiden, what did you think of Korea? We have a picture here of your brother next to this is the main tourist attraction in Seoul. I don't think, were you with us for this? I don't think you were.
I think it's like Gwanjang Temple or something.
Yes, I know. I didn't even want to try to pronounce it because I know I'd mispronounce it.
Gochujang Temple, okay.
Now, Seoul is known for many things. It's known for its delicious bibimbap. But for us, Seoul really is
the place for
synonymous with Americanos, because every place sells really good coffee.
That's it.
What did you think?
Western food, Americanos, French food, bakeries.
Food.
I mean, really, if you're going to compare the Western food scene in Japan to Korea, there's almost no comparison. If you're in Japan, you're going to eat Japanese food, and the Western food is not going to be the greatest. In Seoul, however, it is amazing.
Here's a picture of people love posing in front of that temple. So everyone got dressed up. This is a really cool thing that people would do in South Korea, is they would go get dressed up and then pose with these guards here at the like sentries at the temple. This is a really cool thing. So everything is highly automated in South Korea. It's very similar to Japan, and we went to a restaurant where we were served by a robot, and the robot was much faster than any person. I couldn't believe it. We put the order in, it went out, it came back with the food.
Yeah, it was very good, cool. It was very cool, but this particular place had horrible food.
Yeah, I didn't like the food.
I was happy with my tteokbokki.
Tteokbokki
is worth
spicy
it, totally worth it.
rice.
But the Chinese type food, the fried stuff is like
awful. Yeah, but there was a lot of other great food in Seoul. To be fair, we had some of the best food in Seoul.
We found a really good bakery
there
too.
We talked about this is the third time we're mentioning.
I mean, there was another bakery too that did kind of an old school European bread, and we went there once. But anyway,
oh yes,
do you
the one
remember
where I
that?
got the bread there was very good. I forget what it's called, but it had like crazy interior design. It was very rustic.
Here's a picture of some umbrellas. You would think that these were, I got a shot from above maybe a bridge or something like that, but this is an art exhibit. But it does rain a lot. We found that it rained quite a bit when we were in Korea at this time of year. So if you're going to South Korea and you're looking for good weather, maybe June, early July is not the best time. I don't know when the good weather is, but it wasn't. We were there in October, and the weather.
Yeah, you know the way Korea is it's kind of gray. It just always is kind of gray. It's not LA, you know. You have to curb your expectations, but it's always kind of temperate, you know. It's not going to get too cold, not going to get too hot. I think that really it's kind of like Germany in that aspect because it's, you know, the summer it'll be a little bit rainy. Like that's just how it is.
Here's a picture that you took of the area where we stayed in Gangnam, you know, from that song Gangnam Style. And this is actually looking
Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style.
I thought
this
is
Gangnam Style.
Yeah, well, I'm not. Don't
Oppa
speak
Gangnam
Korean.
Style.
This is actually looking toward North Korea. We were really surprised how close we were to North Korea when we were there. It's like right there on the border.
Yes.
As we said before, we are now in Germany, and we're going to have a full podcast on Germany a little bit later, but I wanted to maybe hit some of the highlights. We landed in Frankfurt. Our flight from Seoul to Frankfurt was one of the longest that we'd ever taken in an economy class too. Ouch. That was 14 hours, and we flew over China and Kazakhstan and
not over
a couple
Russia.
of stands.
We actually ended up going over the Black Sea and through Azerbaijan in order to avoid all of the no-fly zones.
Yeah.
You had Iran there, and it's like, I don't know, man.
But 14 hours is a really long time to be on a plane. But we got here, and I was really surprised at how quickly we could adjust. I think going in that direction, it's a lot easier to adjust. Anyway, we landed in Frankfurt.
Because all you gotta do is go to bed later. That's easy for me.
Well, it's easy for you to do, yeah. We spent a lot of time in Western Germany, in the southern part of Western Germany. And one of the stories, which I just published last week on Forbes, was about a small town in a valley that got hit by a devastating flood about 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was the Na Valley.
Yeah, and it has made a remarkable recovery. I had a chance to interview some of the people who are trying to rebuild that area. So this gentleman here actually works for the state government. No, he's not with the Deutsche Bahn. He's actually with the roads. There were two guys. The one guy was worked for the road. The other guy worked for the train. And this guy was showing us a picture of the devastation caused by the flood. It was interesting because it happened at the same time that these incredible floods hit Texas. So we were talking a lot about the differances and the similarities between what happened.
But it happened
in
during
Texas.
COVID, actually, all of these floods.
21, right, exactly. You can see the flood lines on a lot of the buildings. It was really, really high, and it's amazing that people are rebuilding in that area, but they are. And the real catch is that the way that they're rebuilding is that they're trying to rebuild in a green way. So they're putting up solar panels, all the protection, the flood protection, but they're also making sure that it's all very sustainable, which is something that I have been covering lately.
Yeah.
Then we jumped over to a place called Senftenberg.
Yeah, Senftenberg is interesting because it basically used to be an old East German mining facility. They mined coal there. Yeah. And then once they were done with the coal, they decided to fill it up with water. Really interesting story. Yeah. We met with a guide who actually worked in that coal
he was
mine.
an engineer, right?
Yes. This is an engineer. And the whole story about how that got filled up with water and how they managed to actually create an artificial bird sanctuary in that lake. It's fascinating. I have absolutely no idea why they did it, but now that they have it, it's
Better than
pretty
leaving
cool.
it as an open strip mine, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
and,
stay tuned because I'm going to have the story on that real soon.
And this is the place where I discovered Rodlers.
Radlers.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, very good.
Yes.
Radlers
What
and
is
yum
you have to explain what the radler is.
A Rodler is a mix, I think it's 50% lemonade and
Yes.
50% beer.
Yes.
Beer.
Well, and you're old enough now to drink
Yes.
beer, so you
1 million Rodlers, please.
Enjoying your radlers.
500 cigarettes.
Yes.
Anyway, 1 million more Rodlers, please. And also, we saw these like power plants in the distance, and I asked about the Atomkraftwerk.
Yeah, they
don't
don't
like
And
that.
they
don't
do
like
not
nuclear
like
energy.
Atomkraftwerk. Atomkraftwerk is a nuclear power plant.
AKW.
And I remember asking him, well, do you guys have Atomkraftwerk? Do you want to have nuclear power plants? And he was like, Deutschland will nicht.
Yes,
Which
he,
means
he did like
German
Yeah.
will never.
It's interesting that the interviews were taking place in half in English and half in
Yeah.
German. You should tell them how we
Yeah.
got this shot because
Yeah.
they built this tower here next to the lake and it's actually a work of art.
Yeah,
It's
so
called
we-
the Rusty Nail.
We walked
This is a
up it.
picture of it right here.
Yeah. So we walked up that. We got to the top. It's all one piece of welded metal.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of freaky walking up because you're like, is this thing structurally sound? It doesn't feel like it, but it is. And it has this really unique iron alloy,
It's like an iron copper apple.
which allows it to have an outer layer of rust that keeps it from rusting further, which regular iron will rust through and then die. So
No, it'll corrode
and fall apart.
yeah.
But this one is unique, so it's able to last for forever,
Yes.
presumably,
Yeah.
with that layer of rust on the outside. But yeah, anyway, so up top there is when I learned that Germans really do not like nuclear power.
Yeah, and here's our guy. Here's this guy his name is Heinz. He's showing us the lakes here that used to be old strip mines. So 30 or 40 years ago, the whole area was very polluted, and it was they were mining the coal and burning the coal for power, and everything has changed. It is now unrecognizable from the way it used to look. We're jumping around here because we also went to a place that was volcanic and had.
It is volcanic.
Well, it is. It's not active, so
It is active.
it's
But just
less,
very, very
less
not,
active.
it-
Less
not
active.
very active.
And this is a place called Vulkaneifel, and
Yes.
we did something there that I never thought that we would ever do. Aaron,
Yes.
so you're still very impressed by this.
Oh yeah. Well, firstly, just an explanation. Vulkaneifel is like just a volcanic area. It has a bunch of craters which are created by volcanism, and a bunch of hills that are created by volcanism. And so because of that, there's a bunch of lakes which are created by the craters, and a bunch of hills, etc. Now, because of the volcanism, there is also a bunch of water that exists. I don't know where it exists, but water exists that is constantly being mineralized and processed in such a way that if you find the right place, you actually get sparkling water coming out of the tap. Now, and I didn't expect this. We managed to find ourselves such a tap.
That's right here. We got a
it's-
picture of it.
Yeah, it's not necessarily everyday drinking water because it has way too much iron in it. But this part of Germany, Vulkaneifel, is very, very famous for its seltzer water, its water in general, it's mineral water. And we were able to, at this tap, basically just there's water coming out, take it, and it's sparkling water coming out of the ground.
That's just amazing.
It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. I promised that we would talk a little bit about where we are right now. And again, we're going to have much more in a future podcast. But we were able to go out with this gentleman here, works for an NGO, and they are restoring some of the wetlands near the Elbe. But what's real interesting about this place is, as we said earlier, it's right on what used to be the border between East and West Germany. So this is one of the still existing guard towers. And it's right along the Elbe River. And we went inside. This guy actually had a key to it, so we got a chance to go inside and look and see how it was very spare, but a really interesting thing because he was just telling us about what happened and the people who were trying to escape from East Germany and what happened after what they call Die Wende, which is the change with the reunification of the two Germanys. Just absolutely fascinating stuff. First of all, that they're trying to restore all these wetlands. They built an extra dike, and then now they're able to rechannel some of the water into an area, and they're regrowing a forest that used to exist here back in 1776, which I thought was, I've never seen anything like that before. So Germany, this is actually a really good time to be in Germany because the school holidays don't really get started until late July, early August. So you would think that this place would be really crowded during the summer, but July, it really is not that bad. We've been here and we have not experienced any crowds yet. So please don't forget our question of the week, which is...
Have you ever traveled to a place to do something you thought you would love, but ended up hating it? Tell us what that thing was. I give you an example. I tried surfing back 2 years ago when we were in Bali.
Yeah.
I hated it. It was one of the worst experiences I've ever had. It was feeling helpless and also demoralized. And then also scuba diving, which apparently I am so thin-skinned that anytime I go into the water, I freeze to death. Very miserable experience. I don't recommend it. I didn't see very much either when I was scuba diving.
Okay, for me,
yeah.
it's windsurfing. I can't.
You did windsurfing?
I liked windsurfing.
I don't like
though.
windsurfing.
Oh, geez.
Windsurfing was fun.
It's horseback riding and windsurfing.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to like it, but I didn't. Anyway, please tell us your things that you thought you would like, but you didn't like. We will see you in our next podcast, which is going to happen much sooner than our last one. We're sorry about missing a couple weeks. Anyway, we'll see you soon. Bye.
Damn you, John. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.